you guys are. And so we're doing this thing now, and we're learning about it. It's a total personal growth thing. That's what I love about it. So I'm gonna get into this. As Steve said, we've got the product guy here for sure. But what Steve and Michael started and what I'm going to finish, we're talking about the product with this company. The opportunity with LifeVantage is really the best product that they have, the way I look at it. We know what the products do. We know what they can do for us, but this is where it's at. Michael mentioned compensation. I'm not going to get into the details. We get paid 6 different ways. What I will touch base on, by the way, get with the people that asked you here to tell you about the compensation plan, or get with us. We'd love to share the details. Residual income, that's the goal here. That's what we're all building. The other parts of the plan are kind of keep gas in your tank while you're building that residual income. Residual income, as you know, leveraged income versus linear hamster wheel income is you're doing the work once and you keep getting paid. Amy and I did work for LifeVantage 4 years ago. We're still getting paid on that. That's powerful stuff. Our team does work month to month. We're getting paid on that. That's you know, we're all want to get off that hamster wheel. That's what residual income's all about. So I love talking about it. That's the compensation part of it. That's where our goals are. Next time, you know, we talk about products. Well, you're going to hear about products, but the part that I love talking about as far as the products go are trends. The trends that our products are focused towards. What's trending today in this country? Health and wellness, especially preventative health and wellness. We know where our healthcare system is. We know where that's taken us. So health and wellness is trending. People are more aware of what they're sticking in their bodies now. You know, prescription drugs, synthetic prescription drugs, it's you know, side effects, the cost. We're looking for natural ways to get better. That's a huge trend. I love talking about the trend of what we call one of our products, which you're going to hear about, guilt-free energy. You know, we all know the people, and we're guilty of it too, whether we admit it or not, that are drinking the Red Bulls and those big oil cans called Monster and all that stuff. You know, everyone knows it's bad for them. We all know that. I know guys at the gym, you know, they get off work, they're drinking that so it'll get them to the gym, or they got a couple-hour drive, or at the end of the day, whatever. And they all know, they all admit it's terrible, but I'm going to do it. Well, we got something for that. That's a huge trend. That's a big market that I'm glad to say we've recently entered into with a product that blows those things away. The best illustration of that was smashing the cans at the last Elite. That was awesome. But that's another trend that we're focused on. All our products, the main trend that they all target, though, is home-based business, alternative income streams. You know, we know the statistics. We know that it's not easy to retire. We know that probably 90% of the country, when they can retire, are not going to be in a position to retire. You know, the days of going to school, getting a degree, learning a trade, going to work for 40 years, and then retiring in the Sun Belt, those are gone. That's a pipe dream now. We need to find ways to take care of ourselves, make our own lives better, spend more time with our loved ones. And that's what we got here. Those are the trends that LifeVantage is really all about. You know, none of us here are really looking for salespeople. We're looking to build a distribution network. Steve talked about timing as it relates to the curve as we approach momentum. Well, you know, we build that, a distribution network is a huge asset if you look at it that way. And we'll build that distribution network, and then as we get to that momentum phase, it's going to be huge. And the people that embrace this and follow the system and duplicate, as Michael referenced, they're going to reap the rewards of that. You know, we've got a real product here. We've got a real opportunity here. You know, everyone wants to be healthier, financially and physically, and LifeVantage is definitely the answer to that. So when you're listening to Dr. Talbot, and you're really in for a treat there. And I don't say that just because we share the same barber or anything. But you're in for a treat. It's very dynamic, and it's an awesome presentation. But when you're listening to them, think about it. Think about those trends I talked about, and think about how they relate to you. Think about how they relate to your loved ones, about the specific products and how you could really make a difference in your lives with them. I'll leave you with this. We've got computers here. We can answer questions. You know, there is a little bit of a sense of urgency here as far as I'm concerned. You know, the timing's great, but it's not going to be there forever. So reach out and get started here, or at least ask the questions. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Lance, and he's going to introduce our guest here.
Thanks, Carl. Wow, let's give it up for this whole group once again. Great introduction to what we do. You know, I could, before I actually introduce Sean Talbot, I'd like to thank my wife, my other half, because one day I walk up into the bedroom and she says to me, she says, you know, I just emailed Rose Rackman about an hour ago and asked her, can we get Dr. Sean Talbot or Dave Phelps here? And she says, she emails me back and says, Dave is going to be in the Philippines, but Sean is available and he'll be here on December the 4th. I thought, my jaw dropped. Like, wow, what? Unbelievable. You know, because not a lot goes on in December. We don't have a premiere school. And what a way to kick off the new year by having Sean Talbot here today. So, honey, thank you. Wasn't even in the plans. That's what I love about it. She just takes the initiative and does things and gets things done. So it wasn't even in our plans to do this. So with that being said, you know, if I stood here and actually went through Sean Talbot's bio, oh my God, I'd be here for another 15, 20 minutes. You guys do not want to listen to me. You're here to listen to Sean Talbot. His bio is absolutely amazing. It is ridiculous. I don't know how one person can have so many degrees. You know, I really don't. The guy is amazing in what he does. Listen, he's, I'm so happy to have him here and have him a part of this company. He joined us in January of this year, and since he's joined us, we've already launched 2 new product lines. How many of you took your Axial today? I drank mine on the way here. I did an hour and later. If you don't know what that is, you know, talk to me a little later. I did my now and later, and I feel good. I feel great. Our products are just simply amazing, and we are in for a treat to hear from the man himself where he's going to lead this country, this company in the future. There's nothing but positive things that's going to happen. And I know as soon as January, we're going to be talking about another new product in this company. So, you know, his background is just simply amazing. Again, I can't say enough. You know, he's been on Dr. Oz show like 6 times. You know, he's an advisor for Michelle Obama in her youth fitness program. He's consulted with athletes in the NBA. You know, it goes on and on and on. Like I said, I could spend the next 15 to 20 minutes. So with that being said, I don't want to take up any more of his time. I want to bring to the front our Chief Science Officer, Dr. Sean Talbot.
Thanks a lot, you guys. Great to be here. Cleveland, woo! This is actually not my first time in Ohio. I went to college around here. I went to Marietta College, so Michael, boo, Bowling Green. So it's nice to be back in the area. No snowstorms. I appreciate you guys taking care of the weather for me. Well, I'm just going to kind of jump right in here, and what I want to do is spend the next, I don't know, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, if I start going into some of the details. I want to give you an overview of the process. I want to, but even bigger than that, I want to talk a little bit about where Lance is going to say, where are we going with the product development strategy? What does the future look like for LifeVantage? Because I think it's, you know, it's, you can build, when I interviewed for this job, I've been here for just about a year now. When I interviewed for this job with Doug Robinson, who's my boss now, we were eating lunch and we just started chit-chatting, you know, see if we're going to be compatible with each other. You know, that was like a first date kind of a thing. And he said to me, he goes, you know, I've known about Protandem since it came out. I've known about LifeVantage since it started, because it's a company that's doing something very, very different in our industry. And he asked me, he goes, you know about Protandem, you know how it works, you know how unique it is. Should we be just a Protandem company? And I went, I hope not. If you wanted to be just a Protandem company, you could build $1 billion business on that. It's that unique about how it works and where nutrition and medicine is going is sort of what Protandem is doing right now. I'll talk about that as we go through. And I said, if you wanted to do that, that'd be great. I would still be very interested in building that company with you. But I think there's a much bigger opportunity. And it goes to a little bit of the biochemistry that I'm going to try to describe to you guys tonight. That if you can control oxidative stress, if you can make that individual cell healthier throughout the entire body, you can do almost anything from that foundation. It gives you the opportunity to build into energy, like we just did. It gives you the opportunity to build into beauty, like we did a few months ago with the whole True Science line. It gives you the opportunity to build into helping people, what we say, feel their best, look their best, and perform their best. And it all comes back biochemically to having solved that idea of cellular stress literally at the genetic level. So it's a very, that's both the opportunity of this business, but it's also the challenge, because it's a really big idea, and it's hard for a lot of people to get their head around that idea. We certainly can't tell that story on a 1-inch by 1-inch label on a shelf in a store, right? They tried that once before. They tried that at GNC and Rite Aid and CVS and those kinds of things, and people didn't get it. They didn't understand why Protandem was so much different than the vitamin C it was sitting right next to, or the vitamin E, or whatever else. And so that's why in this network marketing model, it does make a lot of sense, because we have the opportunity for that one-on-one discussion. We have an opportunity to tell stories and explain to people exactly what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to try to go through this. Before I actually start the official part of the presentation, I see a lot of people have their phones up. Keep them up. I encourage you guys to record this, share it with your downline, share it with your friends who weren't here. I'm recording this right now, and I'm going to post it on my blog. Just the audio file with the PDF version of my slides. So if there are people who you invited who didn't come, does that ever happen? You invite 20 people and one shows. Maybe that one doesn't even show. I don't know how it goes. But you can share this with them, and they can listen to it in the privacy of their own car if they want to download the MP3, or from their computer or whatever. That's the beauty of this business. The more people who hear the story, the better it is for everybody. If you're just a product person, you want to be healthier and feel better and look better and all that kind of stuff, great. And if you want to build a business and get out of your job and have freedom and have your own, be the boss of your own schedule, that's another thing you can do here too. So let's see if I can get this to work. All right, so this is really what I'm going to talk to you about tonight, right? Everything comes back to this concept of balance in the body. This is what I study. And when I talk about balance, what I'm really talking about is biochemical balance. So my PhD is in nutritional biochemistry. A lot of the work that I do is around the idea of what can we do from a lifestyle perspective to maintain balance in our body to improve health. And even bigger than that, how can we feel better and perform better and look better? All of that comes back to the balance of biochemistry in your body. The whole reason, a lot of times I'll say biochemistry drives behavior. And what I mean by that is that when you study hormones and enzymes and neurotransmitters in the body, you can link those to a psychological outcome. You can link them to health. You can link them to disease. You can link them to, if they're in balance, we tend to feel better. If they're out of balance, we tend to feel worse. When people talk to me about diseases, I'll say, let's reframe that. And instead of talking about your arthritis, or your diabetes, or your heart disease, or your cancer, or your whatever, let's reframe that and say, what's actually going on in your body? Your body is out of balance in certain important ways. You might have too many free radicals and not enough antioxidants. You might have too many of an inflammatory cytokine and not enough of an anti-inflammatory kind. You might have too much of a stress hormone. Your blood sugar levels might be fluctuating too much. Whatever the case may be, your body is not in balance. And we can drill that down to a particular tissue, like the liver or the heart or the brain or whatever that tissue is. We can drill that down to a particular cell. We can drill that down to the enzymes and the